Hey there, Etsy sellers. I'm Sierra Smith, founder of OptiShop Solutions, your go-to expert for scaling Etsy shops with real, data-driven, target customer-centric strategies. I've worked with over 200 Etsy shops, helping some hit seven figures, and I bring a background in business analytics to the world of e-commerce optimization. From fine-tuning your listings to maximizing your Etsy ad performance, I've developed the OptiShop framework to take your shop from struggling to thriving without the guesswork. Whether you're looking for SEO breakthroughs, conversion hacks, or insider strategies to beat the algorithm, you're in the right place. So if you're new here, make sure to subscribe for weekly deep dives, case studies, and expert insights to help you dominate on Etsy. And if you're ready for personalized guidance, check out my portfolio, case studies, testimonials, and free resources linked below. Now, today we're diving deep into 10 powerful Etsy SEO tips that can skyrocket your shop's visibility and bring in consistent sales. If you've been struggling with ranking higher in Etsy search, stick around because I'm sharing data-driven strategies that will give you an edge over competitors. And stick around because I'm also going to be sharing some hacks for finding rising and or trending keywords that will expedite your visibility on Etsy. So first things first, we need to understand how Etsy SEO works. Etsy's search algorithm prioritizes relevance and listing quality score. This means your titles, tags, attributes, and descriptions must align with what customers are searching for. But more importantly, Etsy rewards listings that convert. So strong visuals and competitive pricing also play a huge role. Second, to master Etsy SEO, you want to become a master of Etsy keyword research. You can do this using tools like everbee.io, erank.com, and salessamurai.io to find high search, low competition keywords. And these links are in the description. These tools have little to no learning curve. They're very, very simple to use, and they include entirely Etsy specific data. So it's really just a treasure trove of keyword research in terms of exactly how customers are searching on Etsy. And they're super, super simple to use. I swear by them for my tech stack in terms of optimizing shops, because you're just able to get a plethora of external data to optimize your listings with. And ultimately, they're your best bet until you start getting internal data for your Etsy shop. The tools are great in themselves, but you also have to know how to use the tools. So you need to prioritize long tail keywords, being 3 to 4 words that match customer purchasing intent. So here in everbee, if we were to type in care package, if that's what we maybe want to sell on Etsy, we run that search in the keyword research tab, again, just right here on the left-hand panel, very simple to access. And then we're able to see a range of keywords that they're recommending. You can use the filters and the different tools. All of them have filters to kind of clean up the results, and you can ask it to exclude certain things. So I would set it to a minimum search volume of 40. You can set minimum competition of 40 as well. And this helps to cut through quite a few of these nonsense keywords that are in here. And then we can also set a max keyword score if we want. So we can set a max keyword score of maybe 9,000. Keyword score indicates relative market saturation. So it's giving us a feel for high search volume and low competition. If it has a higher keyword score, that means it's typically a better keyword to target. So if we were to order it by keyword score descending, that's when we start seeing some different keywords in here that could be essentially market gaps. Now, you do want to ignore typos, and you want to ignore plurals for the most part. So ignoring typos, being these words in here that don't have spaces, and ignoring the plurals, our first market gap here would be expectant mom care package. We see a keyword score of 2040, and then search volume of 196 and competition of 96. So relative to each other, search volume is quite a bit higher than competition, hence the really high keyword score. And this would be an example of a long tail keyword that you would want to target, expectant mom care package. Now, you also want to run competitor keyword analyses by checking best-selling listings and the tags that they use. So these are the hacks in order to do that. Here in everbee, they have a product analytics tool, whatever you want to call it, and you can go into that page and you can run a search for whatever kind of product you're trying to sell, maybe a gift for an exact customer. And then you can also leverage the filters here. So we're going to type in care package. Or if we want to do exactly what we had just seen, we could do the expectant mom care package. And that could help us to kind of gauge whether this market actually has a lot of demand, and ideally like in the last month or so. So we can go ahead and look at the filters. We can click on filter here, and then we can scroll down on this row. So here we see the column of listing age. In that filter, we're going to put a max listing age of 1, and that's going to set it to a listing age of 1 month being the maximum. So everbee only analyzed around 70 listings for that keyword. So I changed it to pregnancy care package so that we would have some more data to work with here. And now we see with monthly revenue still descending, we have these top listings here that have made this amount of money within the last month. So this is saying $570 within the last month. And this is a new listing on Etsy that has only been listed for a month. So it can be really, really helpful to click into that listing, just tap it here in everbee and just see what tags that listing is optimized for and look at it as a whole to see like, what is this listing doing right? So I clicked into it to actually see what it looks like on Etsy. We're seeing 7 views in the last 24 hours. It's a very comprehensive gift set. They've clearly optimized this title for a vast range of keywords, and they've done a really, really good job, to be honest with you. It's a very broad range of keywords that they're targeting here. They have mama, they have mom, they have new mom to be, care package, pregnancy gift, maternity, baby shower, new parents, postpartum. They have just done a really, really good job with kind of broad matching for a lot of really, really relevant keywords so that Etsy can do some of the work to map some of these different shorter tail keywords together to create some of those long tail keywords that we had mentioned. So it would be such an example as new parents care package would be a way that Etsy could essentially match this listing to a search result. So we want to again look at the tags and click on analyze listing. With everbee's Chrome extension, we have this button here right on Etsy listings. We also have it on Etsy shop fronts. So it's just really, really resourceful. Scrolling down, I'm going to look at what the tags are. So we can expand the tags. And then we see 2 quote unquote market gaps that have keyword scores of 100 or greater. So these both have keyword scores of 110. The higher, the better. 110 is a relatively low opportunity market gap, but it is still a market gap, especially if you have to just plan to enter the market strongly with a product that a lot of people are going to want. And that's why you have to do that research before you actually bring products to Etsy. But we see here it says new mom care package and pregnancy care gift would be our 2 market gaps, and they're both long tail keywords. Now to find additional trending keywords, we can also kind of go the route starting here on Etsy. And we're just going to start with searching that keyword, expectant mom care package, and we can see what's showing up. Now you supercharge this strategy by filtering the search results. So you click into all filters and then you scroll to star seller. So you're going to filter the search results by star seller, which is not the end result here. Star seller is just how we get started, but star seller doesn't indicate whether it's a bestseller. So we click up here into the URL of the listing. I want to give you that full URL view. So when we click up here where it says star seller, after we've set that filter in Etsy search, we can change it to best, and that's going to only show us our best sellers. So we just change it to best, and now we're only seeing best sellers for expectant mom care packages, and these are really the only listings that we actually want to analyze. Now we see 205 results at the top here, so that in itself tells us that there are 205 best sellers in this space. Definitely not unattainable to enter and maybe become a market leader. Now up here where it says most relevant, I'm also going to click into that and click on newest, and that's going to show us our listings with the highest kind of like engagement rate. So it's either showing us new listings on platform, but in this case, it's really showing us listings that have last renewed because bestsellers are selling like hotcakes. They're selling pretty consistently. So I like to look at that and look at the listings that are selling really consistently and like probably last sold today. So if you're trying to enter a market, it doesn't hurt to just kind of look for these listings and see what they're doing right. But I'm gonna go ahead and click into that first organic listing that's ranking there, not the advertisement, and just, again, we're seeing 3 people bought this in the last 24 hours. That's validation. And then we can also click on analyze listing to get some of those tag stats. And that's going to help us with keywords that we would likely want to optimize our listings with as well. And keep in mind, I'm mentioning tags, but we also have the titles to work with. Titles are really, really big parts of SEO, and they can be like one of the biggest components in terms of pooling high value keywords because you're able to optimize for very long tail keywords in the title, whereas tags have a 20 character maximum. Now we can sometimes see how these third-party tools can be a bit inaccurate. We did see that this was last purchased 3 times in the last 24 hours, and then monthly sales right here is showing up as 4, which isn't accurate. But as you scroll down, you'll see trends on everbee still in its beta, however you want to call it, but we do see a growth rate of 100% in the last 30 days, and that's where we see a count that looks to be more accurate. It's saying 15 sales, revenue of 1,095, and then we also kind of seeing this little, what almost looks to be a trend here, like the last around like 15 days. And then we see the tags here. So we can expand the tags and we can look at these market gaps. So it's quote unquote optimized for 5 different market gaps. We see keyword scores that are pretty high. Well, at least one of these I would say is considerably high with the 280. So we have expectant mother box, mom expects baby box, parents expectant mom gift, and new parents gift box. Now, I don't know about you all, but those are not keywords I would just pull it out of my head for this kind of item. Mom expects baby box is not something I would have thought of. So it can really help to do this keyword research. And all of these would be long tail keywords in their own respect because they're very niche. And typically, a long tail keyword is when a customer has narrowed down their search and they're ready to buy. So that's why it's so important to optimize for those keywords because it implies very high buying intent, which leads to a very high conversion rate for your listings, which leads to a higher listing quality score, which is the most important thing for your SEO. And keep in mind, there's still plenty of other listings on this page to look into. This is really high value information here that you're getting for free. Now, my last tip for mastering keyword research is to incorporate broad and exact match keywords in your title and tags for maximum visibility. So there's a lot that could be said about this, but broader keywords are pretty much what they sound like. They're the keywords that are going to have a lot more competition. They're a bit more general. We had kind of seen it in that one listing where they were going after new parents, new mom. They just kind of threw postpartum in there without like a full long tail keyword. But essentially the name of the game there is that because the listing is going to have a high conversion rate and typically they're going to be running some ads, Etsy's going to be doing a lot of work to map these different keywords together. Now, while your listing is new, it matters the most that you're exact matching for long tail keywords because those listings technically have higher relevancy when people are searching for that exact keyword. But as you start getting an actual sales history, and as we saw there, it could just be within 1 month of strong sales. At that point, Etsy's can start doing more work to map these different keywords together. And on any listing that you click into, you can actually scroll down to the bottom of a listing and you can get a feel for what keywords Etsy is showing that listing for. So we were to scroll down to the bottom of this listing, we're seeing explore more related searches, and we see explore related searches and explore more related searches. And between all of this is where we're seeing all the different keywords Etsy is essentially recommending or essentially showing this listing for. And this is just some of them, but it's a nice range of them. We're seeing way more than just 13 down here. We are seeing the 13 tags that this competitor optimized their listing for, but we're seeing a bunch of other tags as well that Etsy is showcasing this listing for. And this also comes from that category and the attributes of the listing, but I might be getting a little ahead of myself there. So if you were seeing immense demand for expectant parents gift box and expectant parents gift basket, it wouldn't make sense to optimize for that keyword twice. It would make more sense to optimize for expectant parents gift box and then new mom gift basket because it's just a broader and more diversified selection of keywords, and it gives Etsy a lot more to work with. Number 3 is to optimize your titles the right way. You want to lead with highly searched, long tail keywords that describe your product accurately and tend to convey a lot of value about your product. The beginning of your title does not matter any more than the rest of your title for Etsy SEO, but it does matter for what customers see about the listing from search. So keep in mind, the beginning of your title is part of your listing's advertisement, and that is what customers are going to be ultimately using, as well as the listing cover photo, of course, to actually click into listings. So here we're seeing the beginning of the title, deluxe gift box for expecting, we can assume it finishes into parents. Look at you making a human, and it kind of goes on. And then we see being a mom, time for me, expecting mom, gift box, new mom. So we can definitely understand that this listing has done a really nice job in terms of communicating some value from search. Deluxe gift box for expecting parents. The only thing is we would have to validate if customers are actually searching for deluxe, gift box, like that exact keyword in this exact space. I'm sure deluxe gift box is something that's searched, but for expecting parents, we don't necessarily know. But sometimes top sellers will kind of just make the call in terms of if the value justifies maybe using a bit of SEO space. I would typically say that personalized and customized are worth putting at the beginning because typically you will find at least one long tail keyword that includes personalized/customized within it, and it communicates a lot of value right from the beginning of that title, and it's a really big competitive advantage for customers on Etsy. Within your titles, again, just to reiterate, you want to avoid quote unquote keyword stuffing. So you don't want to consistently mention really similar long tail keywords. Etsy will automatically broad match similar terms, so give it something to work with. And with your titles, you want to use all 140 characters. So, or at least as close to 140 characters as you can, but you don't want to waste that SEO space because it is just so, so important. We see this listing does a really, really nice job. This title is filled all the way to the max, and there are just so many keywords in here. I feel like this should be pretty self-explanatory, but I do see a lot of listings. I have a lot of clients who come to me and their titles are not filled up with all the characters. And that just means that you are missing out on so many different keyword opportunities to be targeting with your listings. The next tip is to use all 13 tags strategically. Number 4, tags should be diverse and unique, not just different variations of the same word. So I already communicated that with the titles, but that's the same principle within the tags. So instead of baby girl outfit, baby girl clothes, baby girl dress, use baby shower gift, newborn girl outfit, or gated cotton dress, or whatever keyword you're able to validate from those third-party tools and or like Etsy search suggestions as well, / your top competitors. And again, you want to prioritize long tail keywords also within your tags that reflect buying intent. Number 5 is to optimize your descriptions for Etsy and Google SEO. So Etsy uses the first 160 characters of your description as metadata, and that's how they match your listings to the right customers. At least that's how they communicate, how they use the beginning of the description SEO. It's used a bit differently than title and tags SEO, but it is still important to start with strong keyword-rich sentences. So 1 or 2 sentences. So an example would be, our personalized leather journal is the perfect custom gift for writers, travelers, and creatives. Handcrafted from premium leather, this refillable notebook is both stylish and durable. You want to try to use natural language and avoid keyword stuffing. Number 6 is to leverage Etsy's attributes and categories. Categories and attributes act as extra tags, so don't repeat them in your 13 tags. Again, we know the exact tags that this listing is optimized for because we can pull it from everbee. We can see them right here. But when you scroll down, you'll also see that vast range of additional keywords that Etsy is showing this listing for. Now, a lot of these tags, although they are showing up because of how Etsy is mapping different keywords together, they're also showing up because of the category that was selected, which is gift boxes. Now, one of my favorite things to do to get a feel for the keywords that Etsy automatically generates based on the gift box category or whatever category the listing is categorized as is to look at different listings within this space and see what common tags are. So if they're both categorized as gift boxes, you'll see some common tags that are a result of it being in this gift boxes category, and you hover over these different keywords that are showing up. Any ones that Etsy is automatically generating, for the most part, they include gift and or gift box or box. So it does give you an idea that Etsy is going to be showing this listing for a lot of queries that have to do with gift boxes. Now, an example attribute would be something like colors. So if you had selected on the back end of the listing, like primary color of pink, then you would also want to look at what keywords Etsy is automatically generating for your listing when you selected that attribute. And if you are seeing that it's optimized to something like maybe pink new baby gift, that's not something you would also want to manually enter into your tags. So you want to just keep an eye on what Etsy is automatically generating when you do enter attributes and category. And normally you'll see it pretty much right when you publish the listing, but sometimes you do actually have to give it a few weeks as well. And that can also give you an idea at that point of all the keywords that Etsy is starting to show your listing for, especially if your listing has a high conversion rate / listing quality score. Number 7 is to optimize your listing photos and videos for click-throughs. Now, these are again part of your listing's advertisement. So from search, pretty much your listing cover photo is the most important thing that customers are caring about. So this is your listing advertisement. I'm looking at all these competitors here so you can get a feel for kind of like what that perceived value is from search. So you always want the perceived value of your product to exceed or at least equal the cost of the product that they're seeing from search. So a price point like this, $38.75, it would feel justified. Honestly, probably a little more than justified based on this listing cover photo. This listing cover photo might actually be a photo of one of their higher price point variations, but all in all, you can understand why customers would be clicking into it. So your first photo must be eye-catching because this determines your click-through rate. You want to also try to use text overlays to highlight key selling points. So this could be like 100% organic cotton or handmade in the USA or whatever value propositions that your target customer cares the most about. Typically, you can kind of get some inspiration from what your top competitors are communicating from search, but you can also get inspiration from customer reviews, just analyzing customer reviews and understanding what do customers care about. And typically, high quality, fast shipping, a great customer experience, like service experience, tend to be among like the, I would say, standard pain point / competitive advantages, but there are definitely some more niche ones that you can pull again from customer reviews for the most part that would help you to know what text overlays to include on your cover photos. You also want to include all 10 image slots, and this can be a range of images. It can be lifestyle shots, sizing guides, usage examples. I do have an Etsy Success Starter Kit linked down below, and within that Etsy Success Starter Kit, there's a very, very comprehensive Etsy Excellence Guide where I break down all the kinds of images that you need to have with your listings and how to effectively storytell and communicate the value of your products, communicate the value of you as a seller, and just build a lot of social proof really, really quickly. And then I also mentioned a number of tools that you can use to make your products look the most professional and competitive on the platform, also even swapping in artificial backgrounds. So it's just a really, really comprehensive resource, and it can also help you out with setting up split tests in order to understand what listing cover photos actually lead to the most clicks and then sales for your listings. And I love split tests. You just duplicate your listings on Etsy with a new cover photo and or a new SEO, and you can see which leads to the highest sales. Now we're going to make number 9 the listing video, because listing videos are so important for conversion rate. Even a simple 360-degree view of your product can immensely boost engagement. And although best practice is to have all 10 images, if you have a listing video in there that's highly value communicative, you show your product all the different angles, you get really close up on it, that can actually technically replace some of your images that you have in there, because customers get that in-person shopping experience. As we see what this competitor has done, they show a very, very nice video of the product. There's kind of no question about what buyers are getting. So it just helps with kind of clarifying any expectations, and it gives customers that in-person shopping experience. Again, this is a looks very like true to life video that they're providing here. So do not underestimate the power of a listing video. As we see on the search results, listing videos actually play in Etsy when hovered over in search. So they can be like a very dynamic part of your listing. And we see all of these listings, for the most part, they look to have listing videos, and they're dynamic. They can draw your eyes to the product. And some of these, like this listing, it actually was using text. It had mentioned their brand name. So they're just doing kind of lots of different things. They mentioned 4,000 plus 5-star reviews, handwritten card. They're really mentioning all their value propositions right here in this video. So they're using it as like an extension of their listing images. And again, this is played when hovered over in search. So it's just a really, really seamless way to increase click-throughs and then conversions as well. Number 9 would be to track and optimize with Etsy stats and ads. So you want to check your Etsy stats regularly to see which search terms bring traffic. Once you start getting internal data, at that point, you want to start prioritizing the internal data that you receive more so than any third-party tools, because internal data is it's just beyond validated. You know for sure that's what customers are searching for on Etsy. Etsy is telling you what they're searching for, so you need to integrate those keywords back within your listings. So you want to use your Etsy ads strategically. You want to turn off underperforming listings to prioritize high return on ad spend listings. And if certain keywords drive traffic but not sales, then in some cases you want to consider refining your pricing, images, or descriptions. And then you might also want to consider maybe swapping in another keyword that would maybe be a bit more relevant to your product and have higher buying intent. But you always want to try to run searches on the keywords that Etsy is showing you customers are searching for, and see what that first page searching experience looks like, and understand how your own listing is stacking up, and maybe why customers are not clicking into your listings and or they're not converting for your listings. And number 10 is to build listing authority for long-term success. Etsy prioritizes high converting listings, so focus on driving early sales and reviews. This can be done through a 3-touch-point customer service follow-up strategy to encourage reviews and check in on your customers. And it is the easiest way to increase your review rate. That review number is what shows up from search. Here we're seeing 5-star average rating, 1.4K, we see 2.6K, 5K, 1.8K. All of them have an average star rating of 4.9 to 5. So just from there, you're seeing that this is part of the listings advertisement as well. It is part of the listings search facing perspective. So you want to increase the review rate as quickly as possible. You want to get your reviews up, not just your sales, because sales number is not what shows up from search. It's reviews number. So that remains an objective for really any shop, no matter where you are at in your life cycle, but especially when you are newer and competing with these market leading competitors. You also want to run limited time sales and use scarcity tactics. So if you look at this listing, they do have a sale that's going on. They have 25% off. And it actually says new markdown, biggest sale in 60 plus days. This is kind of gives you an idea of what Etsy's auto-generated labels look like based on the different sales and discounts that you can set up on the back end of the shop. Now, a listing that's doing it even better would be this listing right here, where we're seeing sale ends in 8 hours. Now, these other listings also have discounts going that are actually steeper than this shop's discount. But because this shop has set up their sale to be probably just 24 hours, which is a really, really good tactic that a lot of top shops do, and or to 48 hours, because you'll get that countdown timer that shows up on the listings. Either way, it's very, very effective because again, we see sale ends in and it is literally counting down. Now, where this listing is succeeding with the scarcity tactic, we can probably find other listings that are more so succeeding with setting a lower inventory. And setting a lower inventory will also help with impulse buys because it looks like customers are not going to get an opportunity to buy that listing if they wait. So both of those are pretty good scarcity tactics to use. And if it's set to like 10 or less, it'll say something like only 3 left right there on that listings. I guess you could say like the listing as a whole, right there, like under or right by that price point. And then keep in mind that more positive reviews is just, it ultimately leads to higher ranking in Etsy search, because at this point, Etsy is factoring a lot of different customer service experience factors into SEO as well. You can see all of this on the back end of your shop when you are looking at like the star seller status metrics. So if you have a better customer service experience, which would include like on-time shipping and of course like positive reviews, very little where customers are requesting refunds and opening up cases against you, all of that would factor into a higher ranking in Etsy search, because Etsy is going to penalize you if the customer experience is not up to par, or if you're not shipping items within the time frame that you were saying you're going to ship items. That all also factors into Etsy SEO. So all in all, we're going to sum it up here. SEO on Etsy is not a one-time task. It requires ongoing optimization and testing. Implement these strategies, track your analytics, and continuously refine your approach. Let me know in the comments, what's your biggest struggle with Etsy SEO? I'd love to help and make a whole video on it. Before you go, I have 2 powerful resources to help you transform your Etsy shop, whether you're just starting out or ready to scale. First, grab my free checklist, 10 expert tips to optimize your Etsy shop for maximum visibility and sales. This is a quick, actionable guide with the exact strategies I use to help Etsy sellers get found in search, increase conversions, and maximize sales. Just sign up using the link below and I'll send it straight to your inbox. And if you're looking for a fully loaded toolkit to take your shop to the next level, check out my Etsy Success Starter Kit, a complete done-for-you resource designed to save you time and help you implement the right strategies from day one and ultimately scale to 7 figures on Etsy. Here's what's inside. The Etsy Excellence Guide is a comprehensive step-by-step roadmap covering Etsy SEO, pricing strategies, competitor analysis, market analysis, keyword market gap analyses, product optimization, and advanced selling techniques. It also includes 7,500 plus done-for-you digital products, which includes ready-to-sell planners, journals, trackers, and printables to jumpstart your digital shop or expand your offerings, looking at loss leaders. Also, it includes 800 plus Canva templates, being customizable plug-and-play designs to create scroll-stopping listings and branding effortlessly. And again, it includes the tools that I use for visual enhancements as well of your physical photography. It also includes master resale and private label rights on those digital products for you to resell those products under your own brand and keep 100% of the profit, which could also be a great lead magnet for your own email list. And a bonus within that Success Starter Kit is a free online course. So it's just a training that's packed with optimization strategies and insider tips to scale your shop. It's a shorter course, but it does provide some visuals to go along with the Etsy Excellence Guide and includes custom Etsy roadmaps. So step-by-step action plans for shop creation, optimization, and long-term scaling. And if you're ready for a complete hands-on transformation, my Etsy transformation course is your next step. This course is an extension of everything in the Etsy Success Starter Kit, designed to help you apply, optimize, and scale your shop with expert level support and visuals. Pre-sale students get an extreme discount on the final price, and they get early access to course modules as they drop. Only 20 spots are available at the pre-sale rate. So grab your 10 expert tips checklist below, grab your Etsy Success Starter Kit, and lock in your pre-sale spot in the Etsy Transformation course before the price increases. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video. Again, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell to be notified of future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.